Hi everyone, this is Shou. It's very good to see you again. As you can see from this table, I'm going to talk about phones today. This year is Xiaomi's 10th anniversary. I'm sure that all of you have many stories to share about your Xiaomi phones. Today, I would like to share some of my stories as well. So many phones, so many stories. To be honest, I love each of them equally. But some of them have some stories that are really personal to me, and they're little bonus secrets, Easter eggs that you may want to know. Now this is clearly very sentimental. It is Xiaomi 1 and the phone that started everything for us. But I'm not going to start from here. I'm going to first tell you some stories about Mi Mix, the first generation. Now this phone is the culmination of technology, design and innovation for us. It is also the phone that really kick-started the whole era of full-screen display phones. Probably the phone you're using today, with whatever full-screen display that you have, owes its origins to this phone. Now, in order to create something that's very different, we actually had to convince our friends at Android to work together with us to support phones that go beyond the 16:9 screen aspect ratio. And the subsequent phones that were released after this, including many of the phones that you're using today, are designed with a screen aspect ratio that exceeds the 16:9 that we started with originally. Now, in order to create a phone like this, because it doesn't have a forehead, we also had to use some innovation that, looking back, is actually really cutting edge. Now, the first thing is that there's no speaker hole, which means that in order for the sound to travel from the phone to your ear, we actually had to use a piece of ceramic behind the screen that will vibrate the sound into your ear. Very, very futuristic. Now, unfortunately, at that point in time, the technology was not quite mature enough, so we continued to fine-tune this. In other iterations of our phone, we continued to develop this technology. In all, I remember this very fondly. Just as a bonus, the Mi Mix 1 was launched on the 25th of October in 2016, I believe. And 25th of October is my birthday. How about this one? The Pocophone F1. I'm sure many of you remember this phone very fondly, and some of you could still be using this phone right now. Now, the Pocophone F1 was a beast of a phone. It brought a flagship Snapdragon 845 chipset together with liquid cool technology to an extreme price-performance ratio that a lot of people could get their hands on. It also has a very cool Kevlar back. You like this? And of course, no Xiaomi story would be complete without a Redmi story. So let me share the story of this phone, Redmi Note 7. Redmi Note 7 is also nicknamed Little King Kong in China. And the reason we call it that is because it has the Corning Gorilla Glass 5, which makes it extremely durable. The other thing this phone did was that we brought the 48 megapixel camera to the mass market for the very first time. Now, this is something we're very proud of, because at Xiaomi, we believe that technology doesn't belong to the hands of just a few of the elite. We believe that we should make the greatest technology available to the mass market as much as we can. Now, small bonus is this phone actually went to space. We sent it to space a couple of years ago, and it kickstarted this entire movement where we'll send our Redmi Note series phones to the extreme ends of our planet. So Redmi Note 8 followed up with this and went to Antarctica. And of course, because we're in the year 2020, I have to say a few words about our flagship for this year, the Mi 10 Pro. In my opinion, this is the best flagship phone available in the market today. Not only is it 5G enabled, it uses the most advanced Qualcomm Snapdragon 865 chipset. It has, at the time of launch, the best camera, video and audio experience as ranked by DxOMark. The 108 megapixel camera is a beast of a camera. I actually encourage you to check it out yourself. And of course, on a personal note, the Mi 10 Pro launch was the first global launch that I personally hosted. So that's all, folks. Those are the stories I wanted to share today. I've been at Xiaomi for 5 years now, and these 5 years have been extremely enjoyable and have gone by like this. I'm looking forward to the next 5 years. With all these phones and all these stories, I'm sure you have a story to share as well. What is your story?